Hey y'all, it's Kim. So, a few months ago, I came across this document. It's called the DOD Directive 5240.01. It's the DOD Intelligence and Intelligence Related Activities and Defense Intelligence Component Assistance to Law Enforcement Agencies and Other Civil Authorities. But somebody said, and I'm sure we'll read in here, but somebody said that basically it's giving them the ability to help law enforcement officers, like say the military. So, you know how during the election they were saying that Donald Trump was going to use the military against American citizens? Well, look what the date on this is, September 27th, 2024. This was under the Biden administration. So anytime the Democrats are talking and they're saying all this stuff, just remember they're accusing the other guy of what they're actually doing. September 27th, remember that date. And you can look this form up. It's the DOD. I would just Google DOD Directive 5240.01. So originating component excuse me, Office of the Undersecretary of Defense for Intelligence and Security, cleared for public release, la la la. So I guess this reissues and cancels DOD Directive 5240.01, DOD intelligence activities dated August 27, 2007, as amended, and incorporates and cancels DOD 5240.1R, procedures governing the activities of DOD intelligence components that affect United States persons, dated December 7th, 1982, as amended, approved by Kathleen H. Hicks, Deputy Secretary of Defense. Like I told y'all, this has 22 pages. It's not like super long, but sometimes my videos get cut off, so I just have to go through it a little bit at a time. Okay, the purpose. This issuance, it implements executive orders, EOs, 12333 and 13388, and Title 50 United States Code. Establishes policy and provides direction for DOD intelligence and intelligence-related activities, assigns responsibilities, and provides guidelines for defense intelligence component intelligence. That's weird. Defense intelligence component intelligence assistance to law enforcement agencies and other civil authorities. That's a lot. So I'm not going to go through this table of contents. I want to get through reading some of this general issuance, information, applicability. This issuance applies to OSC, the military departments, the Office of the Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, and the Joint Staff. The combatant commands, the Office of Inspector General of the Department of Defense, the defense agencies, the DOD field activities, and all other organizational entities within the DOD, referred to collectively in this issuance as the DOD components. So all those people, I guess. Any DOD component, when conducting the training of personnel to perform intelligence duties or activities, any use of tradecraft as defined in this issuance, the conduct of research, development, testing and evaluation for the purpose of developing intelligence capabilities and any intelligence related and sensitive activities and related matters subject to the Undersecretary of Defense for Intelligence and Security. Wow. Exercise of the Secretary of Defense's delegated authority, direction, and control within DOD Directive, blah, 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 5143.01 are subject to the issuance and assistance to the Secretary of Defense for privacy, civil liberties, and transparency oversight. I don't think I can read all of this. This is why I've been hesitant about it to read it because it's so much blah, blah, blah here. So, really, what I want to get to is I think it's page 13. I'm going to link this in the description because, like I said, this is a lot of words that don't really matter to me. But let's see here. I guess I can read this. This issuance does not apply, okay, to activities conducted by the National Geospatial and Intelligence, blah, blah, blah. So it doesn't worry about that. Okay, let me see about going to page 13. So levels of authority. This was, I think, the page that I'm really concerned about. Subject to paragraph 3.1, defense intelligence components may provide personnel to assist a federal department or agency, including a federal law enforcement agency or state or local law enforcement agency, when lives are in danger in response to a request for such assistance in accordance with the following approved authorities. And this kind of makes me think of like when they have the riots or even some of the people that have gone out to the White House and stuff like that. But I mean, I don't know. I'm just kind of like, I guess when would they need something like this? And then are they talking about like National Guard? That's what's not really clear here, but I'll let y'all read it for yourself. I just have been kind of worried about this because it was dated, like I said, September 27th under the Biden administration, even though they're blaming Trump, saying that he would do it. So let's see here. Secretary of Defense approval. The Secretary of Defense may approve any type of requested permissible assistance described in paragraph 3.2. The decision to approve requests for these types of permissible assistance described in paragraph 3.2 to law enforcement agencies and other civil authorities are reserved to the Secretary of Defense. Pete Hegseth will be our Secretary of Defense, hopefully, if he gets all confirmed in. It says provision of personnel to support response efforts for civil disturbances, which may also require presidential authorization. DOD response to chemical, biological, radiological, nuclear, and high-yield explosive incidents. Assistance in responding with assets with potential for lethality, or any situation in which it is reasonably foreseeable that providing the requested assistance may involve the use of force that is likely to result in lethal force, including death or serious bodily injury. It also includes all support to civilian law enforcement officials in situations where a confrontation between civilian law enforcement and civilian individuals or groups is reasonably anticipated. Such use of force must be in accordance with DOD 5210.56, potentially as further restricted based on the specifics of the requested support. So this right here is what had me concerned. I haven't, like I said, read this whole thing because it's like a lot of blah, blah, blah. But this right here, assistance in responding with assets with potential for lethality, or any situation in which it is reasonably foreseeable that providing the requested assistance may involve the use of force that is likely to result in lethal force, including death or serious bodily injury. So what do y'all think about that? I mean, to me, it sounds like they're saying pretty much that whatever they accuse Trump of doing, which he hasn't done anything like that. I think he wanted to call in like the National Guard for January 6th, but never did. but I think it's because Nancy Pelosi said no. And so there's also that report that I was going to kind of look into. There was also a video I watched where it showed there was 26 FBI assets at, the Capitol on January 6th. So anyway, let's see. Let's continue reading on this page. Provision or use of DOD unmanned systems in the United States except as delegated by the Secretary of Defense pursuant to the October 20th or 31st, 2023 Secretary of Defense Memorandum and USD INS, whatever this is, approval for matters not reserved to the Secretary of State in paragraph 3.3A2, the decision to approve requests for the types of permissible assistance described in paragraph 3.2 to law enforcement agencies and other civil authorities is reserved to USDIS. Coordination with the Undersecretary of Defense for policy is required if the number of requested personnel exceeds 20 people and the duration of the requested assistance exceeds 30 days. So I guess if they're needing them for too long, I don't know. Anyway, like I said, I was really just concerned about this right here. As because I picture stuff like the BLM riots, January 6th, people get out of control. And not everybody that was there was doing everything wrong. They just happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time, I guess. But anyway, that some of them got charged anyway. And then, like the people, I think they were trying to tear down some barricades right in front of the White House and just all kinds of weird stuff. That's what I think of. But all of these occurred before this was put out. But anyway, I'm going to link it in the description because I wasn't really sure. I tried to ask some people that were like military or whatever, and nobody answered me. So I'm just kind of like, okay, well, I guess it is what it is. And I just feel like it's kind of weird that this came out before the election, and maybe what they're trying to do or what they were trying to do at the time was head off if there was some kind of rioting after the election. I mean, I don't know. I haven't heard much of it. But anyway, let's look at this. I just haven't stumbled on this. It says approval considerations. Approval of requests for permissible assistance described in paragraph 3.2 may be provided on a case-by-case basis or may be provided for a particular type of assistance or operation that must be conducted in accordance with DOD in 5240.01. Okay, the legal office responsible subject to paragraph 2.2C for advising the approval authority must determine the assistance may be provided lawfully. The approval authority will consider these factors: lethality, the extent to which the assistance to be provided involves a potential use of lethal force, and the risk. The threat that provides the assistance that providing the assistance will pose to the safety of both the general public and the defense intelligence components workforce, including any personnel providing the assistance and the potential compromise of critical information or sources and methods as identified through the application of the Operation Security Cycle Outline and National Security Presidential Memorandum 28 and as implemented in DOD, the 5205.02E. Anyway, like I said, y'all can read through all of this. Like I said, there's a lot of blah, blah, blah. But also, when I was looking this up, I did find some, let me look through my bookmarks. It was talking about, fact check. Is the military overreacting? Let's see. Because I wanted to know about this. It says fact check. Is the military overreaching? The truth behind DOD Directive 5240.01 expanded legal authority. And then, hold on, let me get this off of here. It said, let's see, fact check. Yes. In the original report below, published on October 7th, we aim to address claims circulating at the time that DOD Directive 5240.01 granted the military assassination powers against U.S. citizens, which was not the case. We specifically debunked those assertions. However, as the topic evolved, we conducted a deeper analysis and discovered that comparing the 2024 directive and the 2007 version, rather than the 2016 version, provides a more foundational and accurate framework for understanding the changes. Political context and heightened scrutiny. It says with Vice President Kamala Harris's rhetoric around potential military use in civilian matters, particularly allegations against former President Trump, DOD Directive 5240.01 became a hot topic in both partisan and public discussions. The directive's timing, just weeks before the 2024 election, naturally raised concerns about its implications for domestic law enforcement and potential unrest during the election period. It says while media outlets have focused on debunking extreme claims, there remain valid concerns about ambiguities in the directive's language, specifically regarding the 72-hour exigent clause and potential civil liberties violations. It says expanded role in domestic law enforcement, the policy comitatus and EO executive action or whatever or order, and then the 72-hour exigent circumstance clause, and there's other stuff. What I'll do is I'll just link both of these in there, and then you can kind of look through it yourself. Let's see. The September 2024 update to DOD Directive 5240.01. It says on September 27th, 2024, the Department of Defense released an updated version of DOD Directive 5240.01, which governs the involvement of military intelligence in domestic law enforcement. This update introduces significant changes to the previous framework, most notably by expanding the conditions under which military intelligence can assist civilian law enforcement and authorizing the use of lethal force in certain emergency situations. So I don't know if they're saying that they've updated it like recently. Let's see. It was posted on Wednesday, October 16th, 2024, and then written by the Green Med Info Research Group. Let's see. I'm just trying to figure out if is it our repost guidelines? Let me see what this says. What I'll do, like I said, I'll just put it in the link and then you can read it if you want to read it. Because I don't know. Like this kind of cuckoo. But yes, let me see here. I've got to find the original of this. Anyway, I'll put it all in the link. And then that way you can kind of make your own decision, read through it if you want, and then go from there. Anyway, I've done enough talking, I think, for today. I'm getting kind of tired. But anyway, y'all have a good weekend. I'll see y'all around. I'll see what other stuff I can come up with. I'm sure I can find plenty on the internet to comment and share and react. Anyway, talk to y'all. Bye.